Hey guys, this is Brad Lincoln from Pathway to Oz with a student visa update for April 2022. Okay, so there have been some interesting announcements made over the last couple of weeks. First and biggest one being that the government has proposed changes to students basically being able to change courses. Okay, now this is, I've got to stress this is only for higher education. So if you're studying a bachelor's, a master's, or a PhD, this is going to have an effect on you. Anyone studying, say, English or a vocational course, this is going to have no impact from what we can see so far on you whatsoever. But essentially, the long story short is that if a student is studying a bachelor, master's, or PhD program, they are no longer just going to be able to change courses or their specialization. Okay, so I think the big reason for this is a lot of people were utilizing a bachelor or a master's level qualification to come out to Australia, because generally speaking, those type of visa applications and courses have a pretty high success rate of getting approvals. Once they got here and they'd undertaken 6 months of their primary course, they were able to change, and they'd change to a course that's much cheaper, give them more time to work, or go into one of the trade pathway programs. So you mean basically using that higher education program as just a stepping stone to get into Australia, which I guess the universities have not really been happy with, because they're getting a lot of enrollments, people come in and signing up to courses, they do their first semester and then bang, they're disappearing into something else. So basically the government has said, if you are in one of these areas, higher education, you are no longer going to be able to change your course unless you have ministerial approval. So guys, this is another really important aspect of why you should be speaking to an education agent, making sure you are getting into the right course from the start to reach your end goal, and not sort of trying to circumnavigate the student visa to work for you in the future once you realize what's available to you when you're out here. Do it from the start. Do your research, make preparations, and make sure you're getting into the right course from the outset. Next up, to give you an update on school enrollments. School enrollments have absolutely peaked since the borders have opened, as you can imagine. We were saying this the whole time during the COVID period, that enrollments were still happening. Now with the influx of students who have arrived in Australia since the borders have opened, as well as all the new students wanting to come and study in Australia, we've seen a massive increase in applications. And to give you an idea, we've got some schools that are completely full now for the whole of 2022. So this is the time, if you guys are wanting to get out to Australia, especially if you're looking to do one of the trade pathways and you want to study in a certain area or study in a certain school, get onto it, because as I said, some schools are already full till 2022, and we're already seeing a huge amount of applications for 2023. So this is just a reminder, applications for 2023 are open, and if you are looking to get out to Australia, get your stuff sorted, get organised, get on the phone, get on the email to us so we can get your application processed and get your spot secured for when you want to start your study. And finally guys, working rights in Australia. As you would have seen in the last video, there was a really cool announcement that international students have had a temporary relaxation on their work rights. Now, there was meant to be an update on this at the beginning of April. There has been nothing announced yet. So as it stands currently, this still continues. Students still do have no restriction on their working rights and can work as much as they want, as long as it doesn't impact on their studies. So a really great time to get out to Australia and undertake study, take some of that financial stress off, and guys, also the amount of job opportunities that are available to international students here in Australia at the moment is huge. It's absolutely phenomenal. We've got students who are working 2 and 3 jobs because there is just such a demand for workers here in Australia currently. So great time to get out here, great time to start your study and make yourself some extra cash while you're doing so. So guys, that was just a really short and sweet update of what's going on here currently. Please remember, if you do have any questions about undertaking study in Australia or want to explore your best course options, please never hesitate to contact the team at Pathway to Oz. Thanks.